Hey fishers, getting a few reports flowing. The weather's been quite reasonable over the last few days. You get those odd scud storms go through, but doesn't seem to be worrying too many fishers. Although be careful while you're out in the water. If you've got a bit of a lightning storm, get off the water or put the fishing rods down. We don't want to get you zapped. Dartmouth, got a couple of reports from there. It's still fishing good. And it's probably not a great mix of reports, but yeah, all the ones I have got, they've been pretty consistent, so they're really happy with it. All of extremes, look, they're starting to settle a bit now. Give them another few days, and should be great fishing up in that area too. Mitter, Little Snowy, all those, they should fish well. Bait fishing in particular, just drift and scrub worms will be excellent. Getting some pretty good reports from the Hume Weir. I think people are just sort of hanging that area at the moment. Heading out away from there seems to be a bit of a fruitless task compared to what's happening at the Hume Weir. Huge amounts of redfin and some really good fish amongst them, so real happy with that. The yellow's a bit of a, I wouldn't say they're on fire, but they're certainly very active at the moment. Grubbing around trees seems to be pretty consistent, getting a few on the troll, a few little cod as well. When I say little, 60, 65s, that sort of thing. The occasional trout. But pretty well everyone going down the Hume Weir is getting a really good feed, especially a feed of redfin. Can't ask for much more than that. My whale is really high, dirty, a lot of water going through it, not much activity there. Haven't had a report from it, to be honest with you. Murrumbidgee River, well, I say no more, you all know about that. She's too high. And I had one fella said he caught a yellow belly. Yeah, great, but look, seriously, there's plenty of other places to go without sort of taking chances. Lake Albert, how good is that place? A few people are coming in saying they're not catching anything or not getting a bite, and I honestly don't know what they're doing wrong. You've got to put bait on your hook for a start, that probably will help, or flick some little lures around, baby extractors, little fish sticks, anything of that nature. Pretty darn hard to beat. Little spinner baits are okay too. They're getting a lot of little cod. Obviously, it's close season for cod, and people aren't targeting because they're using small lures. And plenty of yellow belly. Fishing off the bank with worms, very, very good. Very happy with that at the moment. No secret spots around the lake, but move around a little bit. You'll find a spot that suits you. And every day they seem to be moving a bit, the fish. So, yeah, just keep moving around. And especially with warm weather, really looking promising at the moment. Tumut River, yeah, it's fishing all right, even though it's over the banks in most places and all that sort of stuff. Upstream from Tumut, it's worth a look. It's reasonably clean, and just drift a bait or flick a soft plastic around. You'll do it right. You'll catch a few. Blowering Dam, it's real good at the moment. A few reddies coming out, some real sizable redfin too. 40 centimetres is not uncommon at the moment as we speak. Getting some very nice yellow belly out of it. Casting grubs into the shallows. 2, 3, 4 metres of water, even up to about 5 metres of water. Trolling with small Dr. Pratt mini minnows in shallow water, in the shallow depth lure too, not the deep divers obviously. In less than 2, 3 metres of water you should do okay. Some big cod getting caught up there, a few on the troll, but mainly off the bank with bait, so it looks real promising. Still the occasional trout coming out of it, but the reddies are in good numbers, so happy days. Talbingo, everyone's smiling when they come back from Talbingo. It's very promising. A lot of trout, few reddies, and great facilities up there, easy to put your boat in, no drama. Even the Sioux City end's been quite good. Yukonbean, Jindabyne, Tentangler, how good do you want it? Very special. Make sure if you're going up there though and it comes up a little bit breezy and it's uncomfortable to troll, take some scrub worms. Fish off the bank with scrub worms, bit of power bait. You'll come home with a bag of fish, I can tell you now. It's looking real promising. Got a couple of reports from Wagga. A little bit of activity there. Off the bank with bait seems to be more consistent, worms in particular. Not much in the way of yellows and cod though. It's sort of carp and silver perch, and that's really strange, and the occasional trout. It's fishing reasonable, and that's about it. Burrendong Dam. Got some good reports from Burrendong Dam on redfin. Not much else, but there's a lot of muck floating around in the water. So be careful if you're boating there. Just be very aware of that. Burrinjuck Dam, I'm not getting a lot of great reports from Burrinjuck. Still getting reasonable reports off the bank with bait in some areas where the warm water is, and the dam's right up high, as you all know at the moment. So it's certainly worth a bit of a nosy. As you can see, we have got lots of action around us if you want to go for a bit of a drive for the weekend, and you'll have no worries. And by the way, it's almost yabby time. The dams are going to be, or all the little farm dams and that, are going to be full of yabbies this year. It's going to be fantastic. So, get ready to take the kids out and have a little bit of fun. Well, this is the Compleat Anglers Fishing Report for this week. We'll catch you next week.